but you let them down. But I guess that's how you niggas getting down. I'm so high up, I'm like, how niggas really getting down? I could never have a kid, then be out here still kidding around, boys playing around. Where you really wanna take it now? I got $150,000 for an after party, and I gave it to the killies just to break it down. Bring us up, I never take us down, but if you bring me up, then they might take it down. Fake fuck with me back then, but it's getting hard for you to fake it now. Fuck being rich when I'm 40, man, I'm trying to make it now.
Hell no, never let these niggas ride your wave. No, no way, no. Never let these niggas ride your wave. No, no way, no. Park the beam just to ride the rave. $10 million gotta hide the safe. Michael Phelps with the swim moves. Michael Jordan with the tennis shoes. Quavo, young nigga, I invented you. Ike Turner with the left hand. Griselda Blanco with the trap moves. Gangland with the right hand. Undertaker with the tattoos. Never listen to the classroom. Switch it up, they bit the last moves. I'm a magnet for bad bitches. You got the going outside bitches. I spent the 50 on a chain. You spent your last 50. I got the key to the streets. You got the key to defeat. I got the key to the war zone. You got the key to the peace. Hell no. Never let these niggas ride your wave. No, no way, no. Never let these niggas ride your wave. No, no way, no. Park the beam just to ride the rave. $10 million gotta hide the safe.
We gon' go live, we gon' go live, yup. We gon' go live, we gon' go live, yup. Getting loose, yeah. Off a Henny Rock and a Henny Goose, yeah. Ocean deep in my swimming pool, yeah. Throwing dead prayers in my living room, yeah. Taking shots, feeling bulletproof. Flood my roller, told my bitch, let's go snorkel. Out in Portland, tryna get in her organs, yeah. No, I did not sign with Jay, but I still send a tidal wave, yeah. I might just go get the fade, buy the do-rag and just tidal waves, yeah. It's lit at the crib, you can stay. Me and Dre kick like kid and play, yeah. The way that she serving that cake, I gotta sit back and digest. I guess, for the fuck shit, I'm biased. I mix, double the cup when I stress. Got my mama out the basement, that's a different type of facelift. Remix me about the bracelets, don't hit us asking what the wave is.
Hell no, never let these niggas ride your wave. No, no way, no. Never let these niggas ride your wave. No.
Today, we're going to talk about the Patriots and our projected number 3 seed in the upcoming college football playoffs. PLL plays for tonight and MLB winners on the diamonds. This is Behind the Lines.
Well, Jovan, the Orioles have now lost 7 games in a row. What a fucking joke. 15-31, more than 15 games under 500. You just got swept by the Nats. I haven't seen the Nats sweep a team, let alone the Orioles, I don't think in my lifetime. I'm all for reading a good book in the off season when your fucking feet are in the sand and you don't have a baseball game to worry about. Mid-season when you got a 6 ERA, fucking lock in, buddy. Put the books down. Grab a baseball. Hit the fucking treadmill, Trevor.
Of course, the Cubs are a team where if you give them like a single-pronged approach, simple approach at the plate, they can only key in on one pitch, which with Mick Abel is exactly what you have to do. They have been demolishing those pitchers every single time they see it. They ain't stopping now. I'm buying in. We're seeing a shootout.
320 feet. I could hit a ball that far. I mean, when do we normalize celebrating pop-ups? Aaron Judge, typical me guy move. Hitting a nuke there instead of just putting the ball in play. And look, he didn't make the dimensions of the park, but he decided to play in them, and that shit pisses me off.
I got too much to live, no time to forget. New chrome, yeah, I got this shit on my head. You grown, shit, no, I don't got time for this. Alone, you just wanted something.
What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Friday, episode 730 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your 2 hosts, Krabs and Jovan, presented by Bookit Sports. If you guys are betting on sports every day, shit, if you're just betting on sports during the NFL season and you're here to watch and enjoy the show, you should still be using Bookit Sports every single day. Go check it out yourself. There's 1,000 features on that app that you can potentially utilize to help yourself make some more coins. Go check out Bookit on the App Store or Google Play. And if you're really into it, you can check out Bookit Pro on your browser, okay, on your laptop. I use it every single day. Absolutely love Bookit Pro, and I use Bookit every day on my phone as well. Jovan, say one nice thing about Bookit, and then we can move and groove.
Use the classic that the feed is just miles above Twitter. It's unbelievable.
Okay. Sure you can. All reliable. Love to hear it. Jack, good to be back. I know it's a slow week. It's the dog days of summer, but we're getting close. We're talking football today. We're almost there. A couple more weeks. Hang in there with us, okay? Let's see if we got any guys showing some heart, Jovan. Let's see if we got any subbies coming in. over there on the Twitch. We got Gabe Rod coming in, resubbing on the Twitch. We got Rye Guy coming in as well, resubbing on the Twitch for 6 months. He's been subscribed for 21 months, though. W Rye Guy. We got D Decker coming in, resubbing as well. How about a hype train moving to groove? And we got Mook coming in, resubbing for 18 months. Would love a pulse check on the last leg of the 2 different futures lays. Phillies to win the NL East and the Reds to make the playoffs. Okay, Mook, we could talk about those. We got a hype train moving and grooving. We got Kevin coming in, dropping a W subby, WBTL Friday. W Kevin. Can I call you Kevbo? You like that nickname? I do. Let me know, Kevin, a.k.a. Kevbo. We got Holy Howitzers coming in. Judge loves penis. Okay. I probably should have read that one first. But W sub bang there, Holy Howitzers, and it was not, look, I didn't say it. Holy Howitzers did. Okay. Sure we can. Dog days of summer, we live for it, Billy. Look, it's not easy. It ain't much, but it's honest work. Okay. We could easily, take off the whole summer. We could take off 2 months like a lot of the big wigs do, but we're here to grind. We're here to help you guys make some coins. And most importantly, provide you guys with some entertainment and try to teach you up, make you smarter and better betters. It's that simple. Okay, we got a hype train, level 2, moving and grooving. We got Beetle coming in, resubbing as well. Big 17 in the big 2-5. 17 months he's been subscribed for. Beetle, you're him. Wow. Death Taxes and Sade Whiteman coming in, dropping a subby. Let's clap it up for our guy, Sade. He's always coming in here, splooging some sub bangs. Let's fucking go, Sade.
W Sade.
Let's go, Sade. Attaboy. I know we have not had a lot of surge streams or TMAs of late. We got these subbies down below a rackaroon. Let's see if we can get that above a rack on the BTL show today. We are right on the way, folks. We already got a hype train level 3. Sure. Love to see it. All right. And now let's go ahead and take a trip over to the YouTube chat. Oh, wait. But wait, there's more. One Shot Phenom coming in hot, resubbing on Prime as well for 3 months. One Shot Phenom, you've been in here for a while, but good to see you finally stepping up and subbing. Okay,
One Shot.
Means more than you know. W One Shot. All right, let's go head over to the YouTube real quick and gas up some of these goats. We got Michael Showers up and moving. We got Yo Mama up and moving. We got Team Comeback up and moving. Top of the morning. Sure. Brocky Sponge coming in hot. Friday gang. Yes, BTL Friday is the best BTL of the week. We got Spoon Daddy lurking in the YouTube as well. Happy Friday. Hit a slip ball on vacation in St. Lucia. W Vibes. Going to take a shot for y'all. Let's cash some slips today. Yes, sir. Spoon Daddy. Why not us? 2 words. Why not us? Okay. W Alex in the YouTube. W Sam in the YouTube. Hell yeah. All right. We got a lot to go over today. Like I said in the intro, that was world record longest intro of all time. We got a lot to go over. We got a lot to go over today. We're going to go over the Patriots. We're going to talk about our projected number 3 seed in the college football playoffs, which, spoiler, I believe, unless it's changed, is the same team from you and me. So that'll be kind of cool to go over as well. We got Dayton in the YouTube too. Good to see that. And then we obviously got to go over the PLL tonight and the MLB Diamonds as well. 2 words like lightning, back. 2 words, back. Yep. Good to see it. All right. Let's go ahead and move and groove. Let's go ahead and get some of these recaps up and moving. Let's check out the Wednesday squad rides.
Nuck.
Nice.
Nuck. Just nuck.
Let's check out the Wednesday Sharp Report, folks. Also nuck.
What happened to the Wizards fade, man? They were fucking dog meat.
After further review, also nuck. Yep. Shout out Utah, shout out Filipowski, and shout out the Wizards for sucking. That was the only winner we had then.
So
Let's
bad.
check out how we did yesterday on the Sharp Report, because it was a little bit better, but not by much. Unfortunately, fed you guys some KVO cake this morning. The Rockets did not cover either, but we did get a nasty under in the Summer League. And then we hit one of the Prize Pick squares. It was a golf square. It was just super weird looking. Super weird looking. Had to get involved. I mean, yesterday, slow day. You got to go to the sometimes you got to go to the golf course to find some squares that hit on a nasty Thursday like yesterday. That's exactly what we did. That's exactly what we did. Well, chat, we got some work to do today because those Wednesday and Thursday recaps are not going to cut it. Okay, let's finish the week strong. Let's lock in today. We have a plethora of options. We've got a bunch of PLL games tonight, actually just 2, but I have a lot of plays I like in those games. We're going to talk about them. And Jovan, we've got, 15 MLB games today? 15 piece. Hold it. Incredible. Okay. 14. Hold it. Who's excited for the MLB slate? I am. I'm excited. Let's have a day. Let's have a day. All right. Do we want to start out with maybe some Patriots talk?
Sure.
All right. Let's talk some Patriots. Let's get it up and moving here. And let's talk about who I think could be potentially a sleeper this year. You guys can see their win total, which, by the way, opened up at 7.5. Now it's up to 8.5. And the over is kind of juicy. We're going to talk about that in a little bit here. And then there's their odds to make the playoffs, their odds to win the division, which probably isn't happening, but who knows? And then the odds to win the Super Bowl, which please, save your coins. Let's talk a little bit about this team now. I want to talk a little bit about the Patriots as they pull up their depth chart. They did add some new interesting pieces. Obviously, Stephon Diggs, and I'm seeing he's on track to be back for week 1. At least that's what I was hearing yesterday. They have a bunch of new weapons in the receiver room as well. So I'm excited to see some guys like Kyle Williams and Mac Hollins. Is Mac Hollins going to be a huge impact? Well, he might be more of an impact in the locker room than he is on the field, but that could be what this young receiving core needs. To be honest with you, up there in New England, they got a couple new pieces that I'm liking, and we'll see how it works out. Obviously, they add a couple new linemen as well. Will Campbell should be a stud. They bring in Garrett Bradbury. They bring in former Commanders legend Morgan Moses. Low-key him. He's still got a couple of miles left in the tank. He could be a pretty good addition for this Patriots team. And then Drake May in year 2. Is he going to take a step up? Is he going to be mids? Is he going to stink? I'm excited to talk about it and hear what Jovan thinks as well. But yeah, I think Drake May will improve. Maybe not, to Jaden Daniels level, but I think he will improve a little bit. And this Patriots team will improve too. They add Trevion Henderson as well in the backfield, Jovan, which, look, you pair him with, 2 other pretty solid running backs in Ramondre Stevenson and Antonio Gibson, you're in business, in my opinion. That's a 3-headed snake right there. And you can see kind of how these NFL teams are shifting towards, a multiple RB backfield. I think it's smart, and I think the Patriots have a pretty solid one. Am I in love with any of those 3 guys? No, but you add them together, and it's a pretty decent, at least average backfield. So cannot, leave out the defensive additions as well, Jovan. Carlton Davis, probably the biggest one. They got a couple other new guys as well. Milton Williams, Harold Landry, Robert Spillane coming in as well. A couple new pieces and a bunch of depth guys as well for this Patriots team. And maybe the most important addition of this team this entire offseason, Jovan, how about a coach that actually knows what the fuck he's doing? Could be the difference.
Could be. I'm a huge Vrabel guy, and I think you are too.
Yeah, I think Vrabel at plus 600 to win Coach of the Year, the shortest odds to win Coach of the Year. That's a pretty good sign for the Patriots and a pretty good sign for Mike Vrabel, right?
Yeah.
Considering this team has what? They've won 4 games each of the last 2 seasons, I believe. It was the last season of Bill, and then last year the Mayo experiment just simply did not work. Let's see. I can pull up the record from the last couple seasons. I'm curious. I want to check the Carfax, make sure I'm not giving you guys bad info. Yep, back-to-back 4-13 seasons for the Patriots. Jovan, that's simply not going to cut it. But let me ask you this, and then I want to hear your thoughts on the Pats. Are you surprised to see that win total up from 7.5 to 8.5, considering they haven't had more than 8.5 wins combined the last 2 seasons?
No, I'm not too shocked because they made all the offseason additions, both on the roster and the coaching staff, and they have the second easiest schedule in football. I think only the 49ers are ahead of them. So if you've noticed, a lot of the win totals between the easiest schedules in the NFL every single offseason, they get a lot of steam because, I don't know, sure, I better see that and they fall in love with it. So it makes sense in my head, but I'm kind of buying in. I'd be a little surprised if they're like a peak playoff team or whatever, but I think they're going to be significantly improved. I don't think that's a hot take.
I think they're going to improve immensely. And I'm excited to hear your best bet for this Pats team and give mine out as well. And yeah, Mike Vrabel, I think, is going to be a big-time difference. Talk about just a massive step up in the head coaching vacancy, right? A guy who played for the Patriots in the past, which, I absolutely love that when a guy returns to his squad he played on to coach them, hopefully, to the promised land. Bill Belichick was so checked out at the end of his tenure. He was more worried about finding, 30-year-old women than he was winning football games, which you wouldn't expect that from Bill, but we're here. Can't make it up. That's just what 2025 is like, I guess. And then OJ Mayo, bless his heart. I mean, I'm down to give a handout goat a shot, right? Like I was just talking about, a former player. But luckily, Robert Kraft's brain works, unlike a lot of owners in the NFL. And he said, we got to just end this experiment right now because that shit was not working. And they bring in a legitimate head coach who has a ton of experience. And I think it's going to make a huge impact in Mike Vrabel. I'm very excited to see this team and how they end up playing in the Big 2-5. I think they can make a little bit of noise. I do. And yeah, LMNG, we're not going to talk about Trent hosting a break stream right now at the same time as BTL. Try not to crash out on a vacation. We're just going to move on from that and not talk about it anymore. Perfect. Awesome. Jovan, you want to go over your best bet for the Patriots this season first, or you want me to go ahead and rip it off?
You can go ahead and rip it off.
Sure. All right. Patriots over 8.5 wins was the play I was looking at. Excuse me. Mike Vrabel, Coach of the Year, plus 600, like I brought up earlier. And then the Patriots to make the playoffs. I wanted to go plus chicken with my play here, Jovan. Patriots to make the playoffs at plus 115. I took a peep at their schedule. I like what I'm seeing. Obviously, their division sucks besides the Bills. I took a peep at their conference. I couldn't find 8 other teams to make the playoffs than this Patriots team that's revamped with a new coach. I think this team can sneak into the playoffs. Now, I will say I did pick this play before I saw it all over my feed this morning. You can't make this shit up. It only happens to me. But all the books, mainly the green one, they're all picking it up because it's a slow day today. They're all talking about how the Patriots sent out passes, parking passes, to their season ticket holders for the playoffs, right? And if you guys can hear thunder in the background, it's raining like a monsoon outside, so I apologize. I hope it's not distracting you. But Jovan, you can't make it up with the timing with that. I mean, all I've seen on my Twitter feed today is, Patriots to make the playoffs at plus 115. Are they going to make it after they sent all their season ticket holders the parking passes and tickets for the playoffs? I don't love that, but I'm sticking with my play here, and I just don't see 8 other teams making the playoffs from this division. I really don't. Or from this conference, excuse me. And I think the Patriots, with the new coach, a bunch of new pieces, Morgan Moses, they could make some noise. I think their win total being that high is ridiculous. I really do. And like I said, Mike Vrabel plus 600 to win Coach of the Year is a great sign. That's music to my ears. I wanted to go plus chicken, but not that risky because there are a couple other coaches that I could see making some noise this year as well. I went with the Patriots to make the playoffs at plus 115 after back-to-back seasons winning only 4 games. I'm locking in, and I'm taking them to make the playoffs.
Wow. Ballsy Krabs. This is the year, huh? Dave Splugen.
I think it is. It's been a while, right? We're forgetting how dominant this franchise was. And look, a lot of new pieces on the team, coaching staff, I'm sure the execs as well, and no Tom Brady, right? Big difference. But I believe in Mike Vrabel and the Patriots in the Big 2-5. We'll see how it works out, but I've got them making the playoffs. Look, this team stunk the last 2 seasons. You're telling me they're barely plus chicken to make the playoffs? That either tells me their conference is just that bad, or they're making a run this year. Either way, I think they got a chance.
I can see it. I think I'm on the headspace of this might be the figure it out year where they're better, don't quite get there, and then next year they're that team. But I think they're going to be better. So I'm very much, I guess, with you in the sentiment of it.
Okay. All right. Let's hear what you got. You're a big believer in Kyle Williams. You're buying the hype.
I am, and I don't think there's no odds for this out yet. So once this comes out, I'm going to have my Brian Thomas-esque sprinkle on it. But obviously, you have, I guess, the two bigger names, I guess, in this would definitely be Travis Hunter and Tet McMillan. So it's a big leap, but it's a bunch of other rookie pass catchers, I guess, too, that are in the fold. But as far as like opportunity goes, I think he's near the top of the list. Travis Hunter, you don't know how many offensive snaps he's going to get. Tet McMillan is obviously going to be a big focus of that offense, but I have my questions about him and how well he can separate, to be honest with you. But I think Kyle Williams is the real deal. I think this is the first real rookie young wide receiver experiment that the Pats are going to have drafted that has worked out well or will work out well compared to their past couple experiments that have failed just tremendously. But Kyle Williams is he's a man beater, which is great for this year because they're going to face a bunch of man heavy teams, especially outside of their division, looking at their schedule. But this is what I think you want if you're Drake May. Stephon Diggs is a great one. He is coming off the injury, so there's a chance, obviously, he re-injures himself and misses a couple games. But I'm not even counting on that. I think Kyle Williams is that guy for this offense. He's a guy that can play 15 different roles. He's supposed to be the X, which they're going to have him win his matchups. They're going to have him in gadget plays. They're going to have him in, I think, every single different facet of this offense. And I think by the end of the season, you're going to see him solidified into wide receiver 2 status. And I think there's quite certainly a chance you see him with a 1,000-yard receiving season, which is super rare to see any type of success like that from the Pats' young wide receivers. But I think he's one of the few that I think I have in that headspace. So once that comes out, don't even know what the odds are going to be or what they're even going to be around, but that's my shout for the Pats.
Okay. Big Kyle Williams guy. Sure. All right. Let's talk about some college football. Enough talking about the moose shit Patriots. Let's talk about some CFB. College football. Let's talk about some Texas Longhorns action. Hashtag hook 'em. We got them as our 3 seed, both of us. Sure. Looks like their win totals at 9.5 this year, plus 280 to win their conference, minus 300 to make the college football playoffs, and plus 550 to win the Natty. Sure. Jovan, they are the betting favorites to win the Natty. W. Goots, Nug in my ear. Yes, they have the shortest odds to win the Natty. You guys have heard all the hype. You've heard all the slurpage. Archie Manning is going to come in and save this team. We'll see. We'll see if they come in and save this team. I think they'll be really good. I think he'll be pretty fucking good as well. Are they going to win the Natty? Probably not. But are they going to be really good and make the college football playoffs? Yes. I've got them as my 3 seed this year. I think Texas finally kind of does something. Now we'll see what happens once they get into the actual playoffs, because that's when it kind of gets really weird for this Longhorns team. But I'm in on Archie Manning. If that's square, I don't really care. I think he could be really fucking good. They've got a couple decent receivers coming back as well. DeAndre Moore, Ryan Wingo. They bring in Emmett Mosley as well from the portal, who could be pretty solid as well. I think he's only a sophomore coming in from Stanford. So we'll see what he could do after having a decent season last year. And then on defense, they had a couple pieces as well from the portal in Cole Brevard and Travis Shaw. I like this Texas team. They got a lot of guys returning as well from last season. I'm in on the Longhorns. Jovan, anything I missed? Anything you want to add about Texas in the Big 2-5?
I mean, not too much. They have a schedule which, realistically, to be one of these top 3 seeds, you're going to have to win your conference in all likelihood. So, like, one of their big games on the road that I would be concerned about is obviously, I guess you're not so much, but it's out of conference. So we'll see what happens that game. If there's a game that scares me, it's Arch Manning going on the road week 1 to one of the most hostile environments in all of college football, but it won't really matter for the terms of, I think you're going to have to win 1, if not 2 of the big games that are on the road between Georgia and then I would say Florida is like that second big road game. You can throw like a 2.5 in there for Red River, since that's not a road game, but a big game you're probably going to have to win. But I think they're just going to get to the SEC championship. I have my concerns about what they're replacing on both sides of the line, both offensive and defensive. It's the most they've had to replace in quite some time, but I think it's enough to them to get there. Like, the SEC is really weird this year, probably the weirdest it's ever been. Not that it's just, I guess, not recency bias in the fact that I'm saying they're not as good because of what they did last year, talking a huge game and then ended up losing all the games that were not hypothetical matchups. But when you look up and down the SEC, it's a lot of uncertainty because of quarterbacks. Like, you have new quarterbacks up and down that conference. Arch Manning is kind of somewhere in between because he's been there, and that's not the same as some of the other quarterbacks that are just coming in, but he's one of the more trustable ones, I guess, in my head. We'll see how it plays out when he gets on the field. And I do like that team, I guess, skill position wise. So I think it'll be enough to at least get them to Atlanta.
Okay. I agree. I'm down to put some respect, at least minimal respect, on the Longhorns in the Big 2-5. Look, they got a Manning under center. They got a pretty consistent group of guys coming back as well from last season. I'm in on Texas this year. And I also like that they have, why am I blanking on his name? Quintravion Leisner coming back as a consistent, veteran presence in the backfield. That could be the difference as well as Archie Manning, works out the kinks and, shakes the rust off now that he's going to be under center every game this season, right? That could be a, stable presence in the backfield for him. I like this Weisner kid. Could be pretty solid again this season. Okay. Let's talk about our favorite bets for the Texas Longhorns in this upcoming season. Could be a future, could be a player, on Prize Picks, season long square, or it could just be like I'm going with here. And my favorite bet of the season so far, hook 'em. +3 against Ohio State. System play, got to fade the defending national champions in their first game back. It's a tale as old as time. If you do it every time, you're making coins more often than you're losing them. I'm going to run it back here again with Texas +3 against Ohio State. I love the spot. Has to be done. I think they went outright, but I'll take the field goal in case there's any fluke shit. Give me the Longhorns. Give me Arch in prime time against this Ohio State team that's coming off a natty. They could be a little bit hungover still. Expecting them to take a little bit of a step back this season in the Big 2-5. And I think they could potentially lose their first game of the season outright, but I'll grab the field goal. Sometimes that means something. I'll grab the +3 with the Longhorns in, their biggest game in a while.
It's a bold strategy, Krabs. We'll see how it plays out.
Yep. What's your favorite play for the Longhorns this year?
Just took him to get to Atlanta, or will take him to get to Atlanta in some form or fashion. The +130 for them to just make the title game. And I think it'll come down to winning one of the 2 road games between Florida and Georgia. And I think they can do that. So I don't really feel all that threatened about the rest of their schedule. Texas A&M is a big game. You can argue like Vandy might be a big game. Obviously, Red River is going to be a big game, but I'm not incredibly high on any of those teams. Definitely the most high on Texas A&M with a pretty wide gap, I guess, behind that. So I do think their home schedule / neutral schedule lines up pretty well, and you just got to win one of those big road games to get there, maybe 2, or maybe you won't even need to, depending on the SEC, which, again, I think will be flooded with, I guess, less dominance than I think you've seen in years past, again, because you have so many of these new quarterbacks that are going to have massive road games. So maybe it doesn't even take like a 2-loss team can possibly get into a situation like this, regardless of what happens in the Ohio State game. So I think you'll see them in Atlanta.
Okay. You heard it here first, folks. You will see the Longhorns in Atlanta, and they don't even have to win the game. They just got to make it. All right, you're getting that at plus chicken. Love the play. What's up, Mahoney? Good to see you lurking in the chat as well. Good to see all my goats lurking in the chat as well in the dog days of summer. We got Nate Bieri coming in, resubbing as well. Nate, you're him. I appreciate you, boss. W resub. Thank you so much. We got Viv coming in, dropping a follow as well. Let's check out what the YouTube chat's doing. They hate the Patriots take that I had. Okay, we can move on. Sure we can. Why don't we talk about some plays we got going on for today? Enough talking about football. We've got PLL action tonight. We've got MLB action tonight. Honestly, can we clap it up for that for a second? Because it's been a tough week. It's been a tough week. No baseball, no PLL. We're so back. We've got a loaded slate tonight. And I'm very excited to go over the Sharp Report plays that I got here. 2 PLL plays, 1 baseball play. Let's talk about it. Roll Woods. Hashtag Roll Woods. 2 words, chat. They're winning outright tonight, but I will take the +1.5 because it's pretty close to even. And we've seen how profitable these PLL plays have been all season as dogs. I mean, my goodness, the dogs are barking left and right. We thought it was going to stop a couple weeks ago. It hasn't come anywhere close to stopping. So why stop now? I don't think it does. I think if anything, the dogs keep barking. And this year of parity continues. And the Redwoods, bless their hearts. I hope none of those guys are listening right now because I'm going to roast them for a second. You couldn't look worse than the Redwoods have looked the last couple of weeks. After a hot start to the season, everybody's buying back into the most popular team in the PLL since the league started back in 2017. We were so excited after a couple of great weeks, and they have played so bad the last 4 games. You couldn't play worse than the Redwoods have the last month of games. But you know what, Jovan? I didn't hear no bell. This is the perfect spot where if you bet this in the PLL every game this year, you're making some serious coins. You take the worst team in a league versus the best team in a league. You can take them on the ML. I'm taking the +1.5 because you can still get it around plus a hundo. I'm taking them. I'm taking the dogs. The parity in this league has been unbelievable. Every week, the worst team beats the best team. I'm not going to slow down. And by the way, guys, 14-7 on PLL straight bets this season. So you might want to start tailing if the winners are coming in at 2-1 rate. I certainly would if I was you guys. Let me get the Redwoods +1.5. They also activated Cursed as well. There's like 7 Cursed in this league. They activated their Cursed, and that could be a huge difference. Everybody on PLL Twitter was splooging about Cursed making his return to the field for the Redwoods. We know Ryder Garnsy's going to go out there and do his thing. Earden in net has to fucking show up and have a good game, and I think Chase can. We know TD at the faceoff stripe. TD Earden is going to have an absolute field day. He does. He's been balling. He's an all-star. He's been great every game this season. The Redwoods will start with the rock. They're going to put shots on net. And I think they could catch the fat, happy, and complacent Atlas sleeping in this spot, coming off a big win. The Atlas are the hottest, best team in the PLL right now. Well, we know what that means. That means the Redwoods are probably going to upset them tonight and win outright, but I'll take the +1 in them.
Sure. Little Redwoods plus 1.5 on a Friday night.
Yep.
Sure.
ESPN Plus, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay? Be there, be square. Let's get to Javan's first straight bet of the day today.
Let's take the Snakes. Brandon
Wow.
Pfaadt, which I think the line, just looking at it, is a little odd to start, but Palante is on the bump, no nemesis of a lot of people, us included, but sneakily been a little moose as of late. And there's a stark difference when he plays any lineup worth a shit versus when he doesn't. And if you notice, same thing was true last year. He wasn't in the rotation for the full time last year. I think he missed like the first month and a half, and then eventually got put in the rotation. But especially on the road, there is a stark difference back to last year too, when he plays a lineup that A, doesn't strike out, because he doesn't have strikeout stuff, period, but B, is worth a shit, especially in their split against right-handed pitching, which, again, if you've noticed, look at his starts this year when he's been on the road especially, and he's faced a team that is top half of the league against right-handed pitching. He's getting shelled every time when he faces a dog shit lineup, like I think the Pirates was his last start. Of course he's shoving, or like the Reds, who he owns for God knows what reason. But now you get to face the D-backs, which is a peskier lineup than I think you would expect with the numbers they put up offensively. But we know they don't strike out. We know that they hit everything in the zone. Palante is going to give a bunch of it. And he also, for whatever reason this year, and it's worked against like the more piss poor offenses, but so much heavier fastball slider, like compared to everything he uses otherwise to get balls in the ground, which I don't think works against the D-backs, and I don't think will work against the D-backs. So I'm in on them scoring runs against him. And I like Pfaadt too. Like, I don't think it's going to be a spotless outing from Pfaadt, but if you look at the books, it kind of tells you that in the first place. But he, I think, still has, of all qualified pitchers, the most hard hit balls given up in baseball. Out of all of the teams that are top half of the league against right-handed pitching, the only one that's bottom 10 in the league in hard hit rate against righties, Krabs?
Who?
Cardinals. So
Convenient.
yeah, very convenient. They're the only team good against righties that is not good hitting the ball hard doing it. So I think it sets up well for Pfaadt. I think he's going to have a decent start. Obviously, taking a full game at Mount with the D-backs bullpen involved is tricky, but Palante is either really good or really bad. So I'm hoping we get enough cushion for that, and I think we do.
Okay. Chat's asking, what is that bottom play? I believe that's CFL.
It is.
We'll talk about it. I had the CFL game on last night. We were watching it a little bit. It's just fun. All the games are weird and close, and there was like another weird fumble late in the game that meant something. The games are awesome to watch. I'm not gonna lie. If you guys have not tapped in, CFL, kind of fun summer activity to peep. And now you will not know any of the players. So I'll go ahead and get out of that one. They have like their own player pool out there, and they really do not overlap much with the
some
NFL.
Players. If you watch a good bit of college football, you might know. There's a couple guys on each team, but this is a fun game too. This one.
We'll come back to it.
Yeah.
We'll save the best for last. Let's swing it around. I got a couple other plays to go over here. How about the Marlins on the ML? Oh, God damn it. Back in Sandy and the Moose Shit Marlins, who honestly are not that moose shit, but Sandy has been, my goodness, after like 2 or 3 good starts, everybody's acting like he's the biggest trade piece in MLB. He's had some terrible outings out there. Well, I simply cannot resist what's going on in this game on Prize Picks, on the books. We've got the Royals with their best pitcher, Seth Lugo, in that 2.67 ERA. 2.67. The guy might win the Cy Young. And he's -120 against the Miami Marlins and Sandy Alcantara and his 7 ERA. Are you shitting me? I can't resist. Get me involved. One of the nastiest, if not the nastiest play on the baseball diamond. The Miami Marlins on the money line back in Sandy, who has been terrible. Terrible. Backing him on the ML against Seth Lugo, who's been nails. Chad, if you don't like this play, go take a peep at Seth Lugo's earned runs allowed square and come back and talk to me. Okay? That's your guys' homework. Go check that square out. I promise once you see that, you might be more inclined to fade the Royals and Seth Lugo. I know I certainly was, and we'll talk about Lugo here in a moment. But I got to back the Marlins, who, look, it's not as nasty as it looks on paper. I mean, it's definitely really nasty, but the Marlins finished the first half of the season pretty strong. They had a couple All-Stars. Stowers getting some attention and some love. They scored a bunch of runs before the All-Star break, and I'm not saying that's necessarily a Krabs angle there, but they're not, this is not me, Ma and Peepaw's Marlins. This is not, the Marlins team that scores 1 or 2 runs a game. They could put up some offense. They could put up some runs, think they will against Lugo. And the Royals today, give me the Marlins on the ML.
Sure. Shout out to Fish.
Yeah. We got B Ballman. What's up, Brady? Lurking in the Twitch chat. We got Rowdy tailing my PLL under. Let's go, Rowdy. One of these days, Rowdy, we're gonna end up on our same sides. Every time you send me a video, I feel bad that I'm already on the other side. But look, you got the better of me last weekend, Rowdy. We'll see how it goes this weekend. I love that you tailed that under. We got Ron Mux lurking in the Twitch chat as well. Let's go, Ron. Atta boy. Snacks. I don't think this line is weird at all, but rooting for you. Okay, thank you, Snacks. Thank you, Snacks. Appreciate that one, my man. Madul says, haha, CFL, love it, Jovan. Madul, what is the CFL play for tomorrow? I saw you talking about that in the chats. Okay. JP Sears fantasy at 19.5 in Cleveland. Yikes. We're going to talk about JP Sears in a little bit, Billy. We will. Krabs, get on that CFL play. Rough Riders money line. Okay. Rumor has it Ron will be making a trip up to Fairfield, Connecticut for the PLL games this weekend. Ron, are you going tonight or are you going tomorrow? What's the deal, my man? And you got to go try some of that pizza up there. Apparently, it's the best pizza on earth. People like it better than New York. I've heard good things about the pizza up there, man. Let's go, Ron. Boots on ground. You got to go see your Archers. Duh. Let's go, my man. Need the spots. I did DM you on Twitter, Ron. 3 pizza spots I've heard are really good up there. One that I've been to before, Colony Grill, but I'm not allowed to go anymore because they're in Yankee Stadium. So it actually ruined my local favorite pizza spot in Arlington, Virginia. We've already talked about that enough.
That's actually crazy.
Dude, it sucks. It sucks. Favorite pizza spot ruined.
What do you mean?
Ron, if you go, you got to get the hot oil at Colony Grill. Send me a picture of it on Twitter because I miss that pizza so much, man. Haven't ordered it in months. Can't. Haven't ordered it since when the MLB season started. They put it in Yankee Stadium.
Krabs. That's just bad.
Can't support a company that lurks inside of Yankee Stadium. It's not rocket science, folks. It's not. Krabs, do you get a 2X on your goat whale if Judge chalks? No, I actually power played it like a bozo. Yep. Cannot make it up. We went to Moz Beef instead. Okay.
Shout out Moz Beef.
Okay. Who typed that? Unbelievable. Who sent that in the chat? It might have been Gates. Bro is obsessed with the Yankees. Vanis is obsessed with bitching. He's always got something to bitch about in the chat. It's actually impressive at this point. Vanis, by the way, that Redwoods play, it's not a homer play. It's the most crabby play on the entire PLL slate. It's the worst team in the PLL versus the best team in the PLL. That's the most crabby play of all time. What else do I got to do for you, man? We got Waka coming in, resubbing as well. 20 months with the boys in LC. Let's go, Waka. Atta boy. Thank you, Waka, coming in, blessing the peeps with a subby. We're almost back at 1,000 subbies. Love to see it. Krabs, the Fairfield location is better than the Arlington one. I bet it is, Chaco. I bet it is. I don't even know why they have an Arlington location, to be honest with you. I'm not going to bitch about it, but yeah, I will never go there again. So it's not like it matters. Let's move on. Let's get to Jovan's second straight bet. Enough talking about pizza that I can't eat anymore. Let's talk about the White Sox team total over.
Against Bailey Falter, who
wow.
Yeah. He was sneaky, like weird to try and figure out the fade at the beginning of the season, but now he's kind of leveled out and looks more like Bailey Falter in the spots that, knock on wood, we have been fading him. It's been working out pretty well. I think this is one. I think there's runs period in this game. I kind of like the over, but wasn't really sure about Cannon. This is like I don't know. Cannon's a weird guy, kind of the same realm where you should fade him some spots. He comes out like Cy, especially against like the teams that are not the Dodgers, Phillies, any of the better teams. So kept him out of it. Didn't feel too confident about that. But I think the White Sox are going to score runs, especially because like they're not bad against lefties. They're like just below league average. They strike out a shit ton though, which like is why I've seen Falter 3.5 Ks all over the feet a ton. And you're probably going to see that every time the White Sox face a lefty. But again, if you look at any of like the non-strikeout pitchers when they've gone and faced them, they haven't done particularly well. They've hit them decently. That's saying a lot for the White Sox. But the thing they do have going for them, especially against Falter, is that they're incredibly patient. A lot of that starts with like Midra off the top of the lineup, the walk machine. But a lot of them they're patient. They're a self-aware bad team, which is I love teams like that when they have matchups that I think they can figure out because there's going to be foot traffic on the bases for them today. And I think it's going to work out pretty well for them. Plus, the numbers against lefties not only are better than you think over the course of the season, but especially lately, they're better than you think. And part of it comes from, again, like the top of the lineup that's seeing him well, like Vargas hits him well, Caro hits him well, even like Benintendi, lefty-lefter hitter, who's been great his entire career. He's been much better as of late too. So I think there's plenty of room for them to score runs. So I think they jump on the Pirates, honestly, pretty early today. You might see a guy who's struggling with, I know you're going to have some foot traffic. What happens when you have foot traffic and you're in deep 3-ball counts? You hang stuff over the middle of the plate. He's had an issue with hard hit rate all season. All it takes is one to really open this up for the White Sox, and I think they do.
Well, guess we're taking the White Sox team total today, man. Great fucking sell job. Terrible team, but I mean, now I got to get involved.
Yeah,
sign me up.
They're playing one too,
so
maybe it'll work.
It certainly helps. We got Big Cheesy dropping compliments in the chat. Good to see a compliment and somebody say something positive in the chat. Let's clap it up for that. Let's clap it up for Big Cheesy. Krabs, love the Insta content you're bringing. I'm trying to grow the Insta page, man. Slow and steady like a turtle. Wins the fucking race. Okay, when I get back next week from vacation, we'll fire up a couple Insta lives, maybe sweat out some Nats games like I did a couple weeks ago. You guys in for that? Because apparently when you go Instagram live, you get like 100 followers per live. At least that happened last time. So go into the game, need a nuke. Chaco's saying, do you have to play for the Nats tonight? Honestly, Chaco, I like the Nats on the ML. Shocker. I like Soroka and the Nats on the ML. You could take a 2-piece and you could send it with to T spaces because he owns the Nats. He always plays well against us. So I like it. We got Brian C. What's good, fellas? Boots on ground. It's Steinbrenner. Sure. Let's go, Brian C.
Oh, Stein.
Dubs. Krabs, I need your thoughts on Brewers ML and Mariners ML. Rowdy, we'll talk about it when we get to those games. I'm on the Padres first 5. Draw no bet. Pega says, well, good luck, Pega. I'm not going to bet the Nats today. I'm not that confident. So, yeah, let's cash that, and hopefully the Nats can come back. Okay? Sounds like a win-win. Matty Fitz dialed. Goots would absolutely love a golf update for the people.
I mean, he's just stacking birdies. I think he just made 3 straight, and Scotty's right behind him at 9 under.
Wow.
Just some unbelievable golf being played right now.
Okay.
Yep.
Pretty cool. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. I got one more straight bet here for the peeps. Let's go ahead and see what the YouTube chat's talking about here first before we get to that nasty under in the PLL tonight. We got Sharif Mulligan. Krabs, meet me in Atlanta August 31st, and we can eat a pizza while Lenora Sellers puts up 40 on you. Oh, surely that happens, right? Surely Lenora Sellers is as good as everybody is making it seem. Surely.
I don't understand it, dude. I really don't. Sometimes I wonder if like the people that glaze Sellers have actually watched him play or if they just played college football 26.
I mean, he had a good year last year.
I
don't think he's as good as everybody's acting, but
yeah, I mean, he was great against shit teams.
Lagway clears. I mean, yeah, Sellers will be good enough to beat VT by 40. I mean, he should, Esto. He's on a ranked team playing the Virginia Tech Hokies. If he doesn't win, kind of sad. And to be honest, the way people are acting, I think the Hokies might have some life, man. Not many teams with their backs against the wall more than the goddamn BT Hokies, and I'll leave it at that because nobody wants to hear me yapping about it.
Just bad.
We'll leave it at that.
Thing is, while we're talking about the SEC really quick, you see the Billy Napier Lagway saying they're just riding with the whole season. It's gotten cold.
No.
All the SEC media days, obviously, like talking about their schedule because hardest in the country. Yep. Their shit is just spot the ball. I love that. Even had Napier on Twitter, like quote tweeting it, spot the ball.
Two words, spot the ball.
Play us. I love it.
Sure. Shador would put up 75 on the Chokies. Shador can't even win the starting job against Joe Flacco. Keep that in mind.
He went 13-12 and couldn't even win the Alamo Bowl. So
shout out Shane Gillis with maybe the best underrated joke that nobody's talking about. It was so funny. Shador laughed at it himself because of how ridiculous that nepotism is. Yeah, 13-12. Surely that's why he got his number retired, right? His performance. What a joke. That was probably in the contract before Prime even came to Colorado. My son will come here. He'll play QB, and he will be in the Hall of Fame no matter what. Honestly, I want to check the terms and conditions. I'm going to need to check out that contract myself because it's probably in there. I'll get the Control F up and moving. I mean, it's just rigged and BS. is what it is, and nepotism at its finest. All right, let's move. Let's groove. Let's talk about this under tonight in the PLL. Look, I like the Archers on the ML. I was going back and forth between the Archers on the ML and the under in this game, and I'm probably going to take both and have 3 PLL plays on the books tonight with the Redwoods plus 1.5, the under in the Chaos and the Archers, and the Archers on the money line. We'll talk about the Archers on the ML later when we go over the rest of the slate, but the under 21.5. You got the 2 best goalies in the PLL. I will square up here for Kitch, and I will back them to go out there and do yob. You got the Chaos coming off of 3 straight W's, I believe, at least 2. They're playing really good ball right now, and they're scoring some goals. Their new faces, their new pieces are going out there and honestly showing up. But unfortunately for them, they got to score against Brett Dobson, who is just so underrated and the second best goalie in the PLL right now. He's going to go out there and do job once again. And we know Blaze is going to go out there and do job. His goalie save square is up at 15.5. That is absurd. Absurd. Might have to go back to the well there, Jovan. Might have to just take both goalie more than saves. Although, are they going to get the shots up, the Archers? Because that's what they've been struggling with a ton this season. It's getting their shots. Dylan Ward had only a 30% save percentage for the Water Dogs last weekend, but he only saw like 9 shots total in the game on goal. It was fucking absolutely embarrassing. Terrible, terrible, terrible from this Archers offense. Well, the Archers have activated one of their players from last year. He's back in the fold, and this team has a ton of veterans. I'm sure they've had a wake-up call, a team meeting by now, because, I mean, they're about to be the first team in PLL history who wins the championship the year before and doesn't make the playoffs. Every team in the PLL who has won the championship the year before has made the playoffs the next year. Every team. Well, the Archers are on the way to maybe break that trend. That's embarrassing. I think they go out there, they get a win, but it's mainly going to be because of Dobson going out there and just being an absolute freak, the second best goalie in the PLL. Give me the the Archers on the ML. Give me the under 21.5 in the Chaos and the Archers. Blaze legacy game. You're going to see more shots on goal from the Archers, but it's not going to matter because Blaze takes up the whole net, and he's the best goalie in PLL history, legitimately sport history, any league. He's the best goalie ever, Hall of Famer. Under. Both goalies absolutely on their heads. Both offenses stink. Velvet Chaos high, and the Archers, I still need to see it. If they win, it's not going to be, by 20 or by 10. It's going to be in a low-scoring affair.
Sure. I could be so in on that.
Yeah. Archers are loaded with talent. Yeah, they are loaded with talent. It's a waste. It's a waste. They're playing terrible right now, Ron. They got to wake up. They get a win tonight, and the under smacks. Okay? Ron's on the under 1.5 2-point goals. Sure. Okay, Ron. Love that play. Let's see what Jovan's last straight bet of the day is today. Rumor has it he's taking us to Canada.
To Canada. This one's probably a play you could very much get down with, Krabs, because these two teams played 2 weeks ago, and they're playing Calgary. Calgary beat them by 3 touchdowns. And frankly, it should have been more because it was 37-9 with 2 minutes left in the game. They scored a Mickey Mouse touchdown, the only touchdown that Winnipeg's quarterback accounted for in the game because the rest were field goals. But they just got absolutely dominated. And Calgary back-to-back weeks now because Winnipeg was undefeated before that game. Winnipeg was on bye this past week, and Calgary beat another previously undefeated team. So it's back-to-back weeks. They've ended the unbeaten streaks prior to this game. Obviously, one of them was involving Winnipeg, but I wanted to take something offense-based in this game because Winnipeg's offense shit the bed, and Colorado's usually when it lines up with a prize pick square, it's pretty telling, but nobody has consistent access to team total, so I wasn't going to do that. I just think they win the game in muck, and sneak back pocket square. Colorado's, he threw that one garbage time touchdown, Winnipeg's quarterback, in that first matchup, but he accounted for 3 because he threw 2 pick sixes, Krabs. Really, really bad. And they're hanging a 1.5 touchdown square, which not only is it after that game, but Calgary's defense in the past 2 games against, again, these previously undefeated teams has been absolute clamps. So that being up, it feels incredibly telling. But part that does make a little more sense is Winnipeg's coming back home where they've been lights out for absolute years now. It's a fortress. And them, I believe they opened up at just a field goal. So now it's up to 4.5, which steam doesn't mean the same as like the NFL as it does in the CFL. But after that matchup, and now they're coming off a bye of a team that's riding as high as ever after the last 2 weeks, feels pretty important. So it's taking the Blue Bombers to muck.
I'm so in, man. Great fucking sell job. I think my camera just cut out there for a second. I hope you guys still have me. Great sell job. I'm so bought in. Jovan taking us to Canada tonight, eh? I'm in.
Hey.
Bombers -4.5.
Yeah, don't forget the square, too. It's not on Sharp Report, but it was close. He's
I love it.
Too.
Dog days of summer. Gotta make do. We got backyard breaks coming in with a party of 83. Are you kidding me? Backyard breaks.
No backyard breaks.
The goats. If you guys aren't checking them out, checking their page out, and ripping some breaks with them, what are you doing? What are you doing? We got Daniel lurking in the chat as well. Good to see you guys coming in hot. Party of 83 goats. Love to see it. Stick around. We're talking some plays on the Diamonds. We're talking some plays in the PLL. And now we're talking some plays in the CFL. We got you guys covered today, folks. Okay? Let's talk about some squares. You ready? Let's talk about him. I've already mentioned this one. Seth Lugo. I'm going to take his less than fantasy score. I like his his more than earned runs allowed. But, whenever I go to guys, squares on Prize Picks and every single square up there, I want to fade. I'm taking his less than fantasy score. And this is that case right here. Seth Lugo. Less than fantasy score. He's going to go out there and get mucked up by the Marlins, who continue to show heart and score runs, to be honest with you. Seth Lugo in that 2.70 ERA, barely a favorite against Sandy Alcantara, tells me everything I need to know. And go look at some of his squares and where they're at today. I mean, they're absolutely ridiculous. Yes, I will go out there and fade Seth Lugo and take his less than fantasy score. Shit's green. And then JP Sears. This one might be a little bit of a harder sell because his fantasy score is so low. But, guys, he sucks. He sucks. I'm going to go out there and take his less than on his earned runs allowed, though, in this game today because I love the first 5 under. It was an honorable mention for the Sharp Report today. Really like that first 5 under. And although I don't think he racks up a bunch of strikeouts and has his best stuff today or best performance, I do like the Athletics barely a plus money against the Guardians and Sassoni, who's been much better this season than JP Sears. I feel like that's a great sign for the Athletics and for JP Sears. And seeing the total in this game drop from 8.5 to 8 and the juice moving even more towards the under, we might see this total close at 7.5. And against the Guardians offense that I'm not scared of fading, I'll take JP Sears less than 2.5 earned runs allowed.
Yeah, I'm in on that. Still the Guards against the lefty, which they've been god-awful all season, except for the Astros series, which thankfully we were good at pointing out. So I'm down to go back to fading them again.
Yep. God, since we're down in, man, I'm trying to give you guys my best on vacation, still firing up BTL. That's hard. I'm trying to give you guys what you deserve, and that's a damn good stream today and some winners. Teach you guys up, get you guys right on the slate. It ain't much, but it's honest work, chat. It ain't much, but it's honest work. Rowdy, I do like a couple squares in the PLL. I could go over them really, really quick here. Some honorable mention squares from the Sharp Reports. Let me pull up my notes here briefly. I like Liam Entonen more than 14.5 goalie saves. He's on the Atlas. Now, I don't like that because I think he's going to go out there and make every save and, lead the Atlas to a victory. I like it because I think the Redwoods rip the Nets. I think they take a bunch of shots this weekend, and a bunch of shots means a bunch of saves for Liam Entonen. And although way more are going to squeak by, just the volume of shots from the Redwoods offense this week or tonight could be the difference here for this square. So Liam Entonen more than goalie saves. And then I like Adam Charlamabitis. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Adam Charlamabitis, the Georgetown legend. I like his less than 1.5 points. Okay? Jovan, let's go to your 2 prize pick squares, my man. I'm excited to hear them.
Yep. Wanted to pick somebody who I thought was going to muck chow for the D-backs because it's probably, as much as I think Fott's going to pitch decently well, it's still decent chance this gets into a higher scoring game and we see some runs, especially think we do from the D-backs. So I wanted to go Lourdes Gurriel, which you can really take your pick with a lot of the guys. You can make whatever argument for a couple guys in the D-backs lineup, but I wanted a guy who was very comfortable just taking a pitch the opposite way, especially if it ends up being one of the fastballs or the sliders that he throws a lot to righties. Gurriel, I think, is the best hitter at doing that, at least the best righty, because Palante does have reverse splits. So I wanted to take a righty, and it was between him and Suarez. Suarez is a lot more pull heavy, but find a lot of your success just hitting to the opposite field as a righty against Palante. So I'm taking Gurriel, 1.5 HRR. Think he's probably going to have some RBI hit in the game. And then Jordan Westberg, known best friend of fellow Miss State Bulldog Jake Mangum, who we're just hanging out with over the weekend or over the break, I guess. So he's going to face him. My least favorite Rays pitcher is on the mound. He gives up so much hard contact. It is unbelievable. And the one, I guess, little semblance of hope he's had recently in some of the better starts he's had or some of the better performances, I guess, or innings in game is that he's been using the cutter super efficiently against righties. The problem is he's been really good against that, like against guys who don't hit it very well. A lot of the guys in the Orioles lineup hit it pretty well and have as of late. Westberg has been frankly killing the ball since he came back from injury, and this just seems like a collision course with a guy who's hitting the ball hard, coming back from the break, looking for a better second half against a guy who's just playing back in Tampa, which is great for the offense, not great for the pitchers, but just giving up a ridiculous amount of hard contact. This just seems like an unfortunate bomb waiting to happen.
W. Glaze?
Yep. Yeah, Gooch splurging over that play. I did not expect a Jovan positive comment or a couple positive comments about the Orioles today, but we're here, and I'm happy about it. Let's go Jordan Westberg.
It's more so negative Taj.
Taj sucks.
I can't stand Taj, dude.
He's not a good pitcher.
He's not. Sucks.
No. Would you rather have Taj or Jake Irvin in your rotation?
Still Taj.
Okay. That was actually way longer of a pause, though, than I expected. Okay. Yeah, he's more talented. I think Jake Irvin has it more together up here on the bump, but more talent.
I think he has when Taj is locked in, which it's very few and far between, he has as high a ceiling as damn near anybody in the Rays staff, which is good. You live for those moments, but Jake Irvin, at least you know what you're going to get most of the time.
Yep.
More of the time,
I agree.
I should say.
I agree. Goots, we do have a link to the Sharp Report format, I believe, in the outline. I'm happy to drop it in the Twitch. If you're able to do it in the YouTube for the peeps, that would be ideal. I just dropped it in the Twitch. If you guys want to tail the Sharp Report format, I've already locked that puppy in. And please don't tell me that any of those squares got taken off the board. If they do, I'm going to be pretty blown. Already locked in the Sharp Report format. Let's hope that shit smacks. W. Goots dropping that in the YouTube. Sure he can. Yeah, you guys are talking about the Lucas Giolito squares up there on Prize Picks right now. Can be a good time to talk about that and maybe pull up Pickett Pro. Now that we're done these Sharp Reports, and we could show you guys some splits, talk a little bit through the MLB Slate on Pickett Pro, Pickett Pro. If you guys aren't using Pickett Pro and you're betting on sports every day, you are a step behind. Save yourself some time and go check out Pickett Pro. Start out the free trial. If you don't like it, cancel it. But go give it a shot. Okay? And I think they posted something about Pickett at the park, by the way. A lot of Pickets, a lot of P's. Yep, they did. Pickett at the park coming up here in a couple weeks. W's, I got to retweet that real quick. We are running it back like we do every year. We're going to go up there with Pickett and the squads August 9th at Yankee Stadium. And we are going to the Astros and Yankees game. But before we do, we're going to go to Billy's like we typically do, the bar right down the street in the Bronx. And we're going to walk over to the game. Very excited. Love going to Pickett at the park with the Pickett guys up there in New York. And I also will be getting that Aaron Judge 99 jersey that says 0 rings as his name. I'll be getting that inside the park as well. Very excited for that. Okay. I got it marked on my calendar. August 9th. If you guys are not hip or you're not going to remember it, go check out my Twitter. I just reposted it. You will see it on there. August 9th. Pickett at the park. Right? I got a reply in the comments. Sure we can. W's. All right. Anybody in the chat going to be there Pickett at the park? Anybody already get their tickets? August 9th. Let me know. Okay. We got Drum lurking in the YouTube. This Slate and some head. Okay. Sure you can, Drum. Good to see you up and moving today, my man. Big time slate today. Somebody's excited. We got baseball and the PLL back. Pega, insane. It is what it is. Might come down from Montreal for it. Okay, Canadian Goots. People forget you're from Canada.
That would be so good.
Okay, Canadian Goots. Krabs does not read ahead. No, he does not. Although I will say I obviously read that one ahead, and I just wanted to say it because it was funny. Sometimes it's okay to be funny. I make a joke every once in a while, folks. Finns said read before. That's okay. That one was funny. B-Bets, good to see you lurking in the chat as well. Just spent an hour in Trent's break. Now my brain is rotted. Sure. Krabs, take a look at Sedaine Rafaela Fantasy. Sure. We'll get right on that. Let's talk about this game starting up here in 40 minutes. I'm confused. I'll tell you guys what I told Jovan pre-show. Why is the total in this game dropping? But the squares on Prize Picks make it seem like these two starting pitchers in this game are going to have their worst career starts. Legitimately. That's what it looks like. I'm confused. I want to take the first 5 over in the game, but I'm concerned by the total dropping. Now, I did lock in a couple Prize Picks lineups involving the pitchers in this game, and I'm excited to read them out for you real quick here. Two pieces in this game. We've got Lucas Giolito, less than 17 pitching outs, paired with Colin Rea, less than fantasy score. And then I've got, where is it? Lucas Giolito, more than 2.5 earned runs allowed, with Colin Rea, less than 17 pitching outs. Two pieces, baiting these two starting pitchers. Jovan, thoughts on Red Sox versus Cubs?
Yeah, kind of like the Cubs. Not enough to bet it. And it really doesn't have to do with any of like the weird stuff that's on the board square wise for them. It's just Giolito has been Cy 100% over the course of, I don't know, the last month or so. But
yeah,
the problem is how he's doing it, because he's doing it 50%, over 50% fastballs. Does not work out very often for the long course of a season. So like second half of the year, he ain't going to be Cy anymore. So like, sure, it's going to work when you're facing what, the Rockies, the Nats, the Giants, teams like that have been like in the course of his last 5. But against a team like the Cubs, I have my concerns, and I will all season. So I don't know if this is like the biggest spot for him to get blown up, but when he does get blown up, it's probably going to be pretty rough. So the Cubs are not a team I would feel confident backing him against.
Okay. Well, let's hope that comes to fruition. Let's hope Mr. Lucas Giolito returns back to his new shit form in this game this afternoon. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the game starts in less than an hour.
Yeah, Friday Cubs afternoon game in Wrigley.
Sure. Yep. I'll be fading both Geysermans up there on the bump to start this game. Like I talked about, guys, I got those 2 lineups up and moving. See how it plays out. Okay. You got Lucas Giolito, more than 2.5 earned runs allowed, with Colin Rea, less than 17 pitching outs. And then we've got Lucas Giolito, less than 17 pitching outs, with Colin Rea, less than fantasy score. Two pieces. Let's cash at least one of those puppies. Okay. We got Nico in the YouTube chat saying he loves the props today. Okay. I do too.
It's good, Nico.
I do too. I'll be honest. I love the slate today. I'll say it. I love the slate today. I do. Brenty said, so the over, if I had to take anything, I would take the first 5 over in that game. If I had to take a book play, which I'm not going to, I'll stick to Prize Picks, I would go first 5 over. Okay? Dubs. All right, let's talk about some other games. Jovan, which ones that we have not talked about yet do you want to cover here and go over? You take the reins.
You said you like the Nats?
I do, actually, yeah. I do.
That one's weird, dude. Like, I want to say Soroka pitch is decent. I just don't know if I see it.
He's got that earned run score up there, which is probably a good sign. Maybe not the, I would say it means everything. It's not the weirdest looking. It doesn't look like Lugo or Giolito squares, but
yeah.
If a normal 2.5 earned run score is up there, I always lean towards the under at least. So that's a good sign that it's up. Yeah, Cease's squares. I don't know. Some of them make it seem like he might pitch pretty well as well. Maybe the under's the play, but you certainly will not see me on that in a Nats game. Unless our bullpen is absolutely dialed, which, hey, maybe after a break they will be. But and the under is actually catching steam. So maybe it is that under 8.5, but do you have the sack for it? Probably not. You know what the play probably is? First 5 under. And backing both starting pitchers to go out there and shove. That's probably the play. First 5 under.
I could see that. Just hope that, I don't know, Soroka's probably giving up a tank or 2. Just hope their solos squeak by with like 2 runs and overall good start.
Soroka might be the best worst pitcher ever.
Yeah, he is. Certainly is.
Like he'll go out there for 4 innings and throw a one hitter, and then all of a sudden in the 5th or 6th, he just forgets how to pitch. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's bad. Really bad.
Okay. Well, I certainly like the Nats down to plus 123, plus 120. I like the Padres down from minus 170 to minus 145. That's interesting. Hashtag Natitude. Let's also not forget these organizations hate each other's guts.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
Hate 'em.
it seems like the classic Nats should be sharp spot, but the Padres just find a way to own them once again.
Maybe. Yeah. I like that first 5 under. That's what I'd end up playing this game. First 5 under. Cease probably goes out there and pitches okay. I would not be surprised if Soroka goes out there and throws fucking shutout in the first 5 and then gets, pulled in the 6th, leaving 3 guys on, and then they all score. That's typically how it goes for Soroka. I like that first 5 under.
Yeah.
I do. I like that play a lot. Okay. You like Tatis more than 1.5 total bases?
Yeah, I do. I'm sneak that in 7.
Probably a good play. All right. What other games do you want to talk about, my man?
I'd love to talk about this game from you because I'm trying to gather myself enough because I got some friends coming in town and I've been kind of not been able to do anything with them the last couple of days because I've been dead on my ass sick. Trying to get the strength to pull up with them to this Rangers game tonight where Patty Corbin's now a favorite.
Yeah, that's one of the plays that look pretty weird. Not going to lie. Patty C, minus 115-ish, minus 110-ish, but minus 115-ish some places. Even the fact that it's at a pick'em is pretty weird against Olsen, who has that sub-3 ERA. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody gives a hoot, but Olsen has been nails for the majority of this season. Everybody thinks he's quail shit, but the guy's really good. He deserves a little bit more respect, but Jovan, I'm so with you. You got Patty C's 4+ ERA catching steam. And it's not like the Rangers have played, great so far this season. They did close out the first half pretty strong. They won 3 of their last 4 games. So maybe they're building some momentum here. And the Tigers, much of the opposite. They closed the first half of the season very poorly with 4 straight L's. So it's baseball. I think you ride the streaks. You don't fade them. I think you get back the Rangers on the ML and fade the Tigers to lose their 5th straight game in a row. I like that play. I'm happy you brought that up.
Yeah, I was staring at it thinking something's got to be up in this game. And kind of honestly, one of the rare times, which I think last time I kind of felt it in the plums about some runs, is that other game that we went to, that just insane Orioles extra inning game that ended up having a billion runs somehow, some way. Kind of think it's going to be runs tonight, which would be super rare in that dog shit stadium.
Yeah, that would be rare. Prime says, got a bad gut feeling about this series. If you guys are into fading Prime, go ahead and take the play we like in this game today. Rangers on the money line, folks. Here we come. Prime, hope you're having a good week, my man.
I will say, too, and it was a little weirder before Patty C ended up being a favorite in this game, but I was looking at the pitching matchups for this series, and I was shocked the Tigers were not minus 200 because I think the only comparable pitching matchup, I guess, on paper is Sunday Night Baseball, which is Scubal Evaldi. DeGrom's not pitching this series, and the Tigers are only minus 150 with Kumar going tomorrow and Patty C pitching today. That one, out of all the ones on the board, looked really, really odd to me.
That's pretty weird. And Jovan's usually in his bag with these series prices, and that could be his next weird series price that he's sniffing out there. Could be the Rangers getting the series started off right with a W and Patty C on the bump. You don't got to tell me twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, kind of related, just unbelievably soft by the Rangers, giving, I guess they're trying to give DeGrom extra rest, and they did it by 1 day. So we don't get Scubal versus DeGrom on Sunday night national television. What are we doing?
No shots.
Just unbelievable. He's starting the first game of the next series. Can we
me guy move after me guy move after me guy move?
It's unbelievable, especially after he didn't pitch in the All-Star game. He was saving himself. Let him pitch on Sunday night.
Week.
It's fucking
actually
stupid.
like that. By the way,
I like that. I was just saying,
yeah, let the guy
if you're gonna skip out on the All-Star game, at least like pitch Sunday night against Screwball for the whole world to watch.
DeGrom is meaning business this season. He says, I only got a couple years left. I want to go out there and win a goddamn ring. I respect it.
Yeah, to be honest, I
respect it.
Kind of think the Rangers might sneak their way in the playoffs.
No shot.
Kind of think they might.
Because they're pitching?
I mean, that's the biggest crutch, yeah. They have the best ERA in the league right now, which is nuts. So like
the bullpen is just good, which is
the
crazy because
bullpen,
they have
I think, is the second best in baseball right now. Like it's absurd. The staff has been lights out.
But yeah.
The fact that they're one game under 500 still in the race with as bad as their bats have been is incredible. It's like you need the slightest bit. Like Seager's already started to be better, I guess. Like Wyatt's back. The rest of the lineup's just got to be somewhat better, and they're right in the race.
Get your Jake Burger MVP tickets in now.
Sure. They paid Evaldi his all-star bonus, even though he wasn't officially one. I mean, that's a W team player move from the Rangers.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And he probably deserved to be a starter or a all-star, excuse me. He probably did, based off his stats.
Him and Chris Sanchez should have been there for sure.
They got hoed. All for the Mizorowski kid to make it and take videos with that stupid chain on. Sure. Nice.
Okay.
All right. What's up, Obi-Wan Cannoli? Good to see you, my man. Any early plays late to the stream? Carson B, remember, you can always go back and rewatch on the YouTube at Bookit Sports. You can rewind. You can pause. If you missed BTL, maybe you got some court meetings going on, you can always go back and rewatch on the YouTube. And feel free to drop a like over there. Feel free to get involved in the chat over there as well. Okay?
I was wondering how long it was going to take for SBR to spawn with anti-Tigers propaganda.
We were literally talking about that on the social call this morning. That's crazy. We were trying to figure out some MLB bold takes for the second half of the season. W idea from, God, I want to give credit where credit's due. I think it was Matthew, one of our interns. Goots, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know you were taking the lead on the ideas. W idea, and that was one of the ones we talked about. I literally mentioned SBR fading his own team, aka we've got a chance. We got a fucking chance.
Let me go on SBR's Twitter real quick, see if it's got it. Yep, there you go. First post I see. Rangers money line. Nobody loves fading his fucking teams more than SBR. It's unbelievable.
I've never seen it before in my life.
It's unreal.
He's like Frank the Tank, but instead of just making yapping videos and freaking out on his team, he fades them. That's his way of fading them. Right?
It's just insane. It's just insane.
I mean, look, I go through stretches where I'm hating on the Nats. I'm doing steamed crabs. I'm letting them absolutely hear it, but I still love them. Bless their hearts, and I hate fading them. SBR, I feel like, legitimately likes fading them.
He loves it. He's the anti-prime.
You know what it is? Because he's a sucker for a good win-win. SBR, the units aren't too high. They're where they should be because that's how you keep betting enjoyable. SBR is the king of the win-win. He says, you know what? I like my read. I like my angle. I'll fade my squad. I can either win money or my team wins. And you know what? I'm okay with that sometimes. Maybe not at the quantity that SBR's doing it damn near every day, but I get where his head's at. I do. I get where his head's at.
We got SBR on the Rangers, Prime on the Tigers.
Daniel gets it. Okay. Yeah, Dave Martinez Burner asking the right questions here. Do I fade the SBR or Prime angle? Flip a coin, man. Flip a coin. All right. Dubs. What else we got? Let's talk about a couple other games. The old happiness hedge. Yes, Snacks. I think it's underrated. And there goes Goots talking about the Ravens. Okay.
Unbelievable.
Let's talk about what game do I want to talk about?
We got Sean Mania coming back tonight, Krabs.
Ooh.
The Reds.
All right. You want to talk some Reds versus Mets? Maybe fading a guy coming back. It might take a couple starts to find his groove. Mets catching steam as well. Down from plus 145 to plus 125, plus 130-ish. Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be I love fading old guys in their first starts back, especially when the injury is very strictly pitching related. So I know he's on a pitch count. He came back. This is not like his first appearance back. He already had, I think, one where he was okay. I think this is his first start, though, because he came out of the pen. So, like, now he's going to be on, like, an 80 pitch count. He's a lefty, so, like, everybody's on his Ks on Twitter, sure. I think the Reds might get to him a little bit. I wouldn't be shocked at all, especially because I would be so much more scared if this was like a sinker slider lefty, because the Reds really suck against those compared to fastball lefties. But like that's the whole story of the last year for Sean Manaea. He's kind of ditched the sinker. He's gone much more fastball heavy. So like they can hit those. They have been hitting those. So I wouldn't be shocked at all. This is probably a low scoring type game.
Okay. Yeah, total is dropping, which you don't see every day between the Reds and the Mets. Could be a little nail biter, close game, but I do like the Reds. Could it be Mets team total under potentials? What do you think about that play?
Could be. I do like Lodolo. He's started to figure it out a little bit since the beginning of the year.
Yep.
Big on fading him early, and it was working out, and now he's a little steadier.
Yep. All right. W's. All right, we got to talk about, wow, I cannot believe it took this long. We'll talk about this, and then we'll get to the squad ride. Any guesses on what game I'm about to bring up right now? I'll give you guys a hint. It has to do with the scumbag Yankees. Any guesses?
The Braves.
Braves and Yanks. Yep. Has to
No
be done.
Fried confirmed. Bullpen game.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Dudes. That ruins it.
I mean,
I was so excited to take Strider and the Braves against Fried, who, when the lights are bright, he shits down leg. I was so ready. But now I know why. Well, yeah, you mean today?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I know why the Braves are catching steam. Because remember, the books know before all of us, and they probably heard the Max Fried news. That it's going to be a bullpen game for the Yanks. And the Yanks bullpen is bad. Let's not forget that. The Yanks bullpen is bad. Imagine going out. Oh, my God. It's like I'm watching the 2005 Redskins. And Dan Snyder just going out getting every fucking terrible veteran. Imagine going out there saying, nope, I've got my guy, Devin Williams. Let's go ahead and bring him in. He's going to be the nails next closer of the Yankees. And then he has a 5 ERA. Imagine that for a second. Imagine it. I want everybody to take a second. Imagine it for a sec. Think.
It's really bad.
Really bad. That guy's not even going to close games for them in the playoffs. Really bad. Their bullpen is terrible. How are they going to do a bullpen game when their bullpen is the worst I've ever seen? I don't know. You probably still could take the Braves. Minus 135. Square up. Take them. And then we take them tomorrow again and fade Max Fried.
Yeah. I will say I have noticed over the last couple of years that the all-star host team coming out of the break, when they play, because they've played at home the last couple of years, they laid an egg, which is interesting, because I thought that would have been a trend that goes the other way. But I know the Rangers last year pretty much bageled, horrible game right after, and the Mariners did the same thing 2 years ago. So I'm interested to see if that holds. But I do like Strider.
So am I. Yeah. I think Strider goes out there and shoves against the Yankees. I do. All right. Give me the Braves on the ML. You might find that on my card, folks. You might just find that on my card. Okay. Any Glasnow thoughts? Jovan, any thoughts on Glasnow? Late nights, real quick. Dodgers versus Priester and the Brew Crew.
Yeah, I mean, not too much. Like, there's a team out there that I really don't care to back Glasnow against. One of those couple teams is probably the Brewers, to be honest with you, with as pesky as the top of that lineup can be. And as much as, like, if you let them sit on fastballs, like you kind of have to do with Glasnow, they've been good against those pitchers. So, like, I definitely wouldn't think about backing Priester for a second, but I wouldn't be shocked if Glasnow is not great tonight.
Okay. Maybe it's the over.
Could be.
Might be a little too square.
He gets like the real Brewers loadout this time.
Might be a little too square. Okay. I do really like your Diamondbacks play, and we already talked about that game. Any quick thoughts on Houston and Seattle, or no?
I mean, if there's any square play that I think just hits today, it's probably Castillo, minus 130.
The under.
That game's, yeah, I mean, the under is probably,
these
that's just a
games
classic Classic under.
I need to find the record of like the under the past 5 years of these games.
Yeah.
It's 0-0 in the ninth every time.
Yeah, 3 straight unders in a row in the series. A couple sneak overs before that, but yeah. Typically an under printy machine in this series, Houston versus Seattle. Whether they're playing in Houston or Seattle, by the way. It literally doesn't matter. 2 pitchers, Sparks. Okay. It's about that time. Let's lock in. Let's craft up a squad ride. We've got 8 minutes. I don't want to feel rushed. I want to make sure we have plenty of winners for you guys to pick from. Okay? Let's lock in. Let's craft up some winners for tonight's slate. Goots, if you don't mind, run that shit. I'm trying to see that train. All right, chat. We got to lock in and bounce back and make up for that squad ride cake earlier this week. Let's fucking hit one tonight. Let's come together and let's cash a squad ride. But before we do, we're going to give you guys some options. Okay? Come on. What is your favorite play of the day today?
I would say the Snakes.
Good. Diamondbacks money line. I am in. Hell yeah. Diamondbacks ML. We will go. Ooh. I like both my PLL plays a lot. We might have to put both those in there. Redwoods
Sure.
+1.5. You got any qualms with the Redwoods or the under in that game?
No qualms.
Cool. Dad, I want to emphasize 14-7 on PLL plays this season. 14-7. And that's after back-to-back losing weekends. So if you want to buy low after back-to-back losing weekends and I'm still 14-7 somehow, tonight could be the night. I got 2 PLL plays for you right there, fresh off the presses. Redwoods +1.5 and the Archers Chaos under 21.5. Make sure you guys line shop for PLL. Okay? Because some books have different odds and stuff. Okay? We could keep it simple and go with those 3 plays and those 3 winners. Let me take
No
a peek
fish?
through the MLB Diamond, though, one more time. Let me take a peek.
No fish in there?
The fish could be involved. I was probably going to recommend the fish and the Braves, but now after the scratch for free that I love, I love that angle. I'm still down to go to it and take it, but I don't know if it's squad ride worthy. I also like the Rangers on the money line that we talked about.
Yeah, Patty C.
We could go both of those. We could go Rangers ML and we could go Fish ML. You down for that?
Yeah.
Let's go Rangers ML and Fish ML. Plenty of options for you guys today. And again, if you're smart, you would responsibly take all 5 of these plays, bet them straight for the same amount, and hope to go 3-2, 4-1, or shit, maybe even 5-0, knock on wood. That's what I would do if I was you guys. I'd take them all responsibly. I'd throw them all together in a bunch of straight bets, no lanes. And that's how I make some coins. 5 plays, 5 winners. Diamondbacks money line, the Redwoods +1.5, Archers Chaos under 21.5, the Rangers on the money line, and the Marlins on the money line. Hurry up, go, 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 go. You got 3 baseball plays. You got 2 PLL plays. Plenty of options. Plenty of options. We did leave the CFL out of here, but you can make that an unofficial squad route.
Yeah.
Okay? 5 plays, 5 winners. Hurry up, go, 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 go.
I need to make
Go.
a gross lineup with that touchdown square in here.
Ooh. Okay.
For sure.
Yeah, you know what you could pair that with?
What?
Which I might do right now. Remind me what that square is again, Jovan?
Zach Colaros, 1.5 pass touchdowns.
Of course. It was on the tip of my tongue. Also, the TBT tournament starts up today, by the way.
Yes, it does.
The TBT starts up. I think the Hokies team might play today.
No way they have a
Hokies.
team. You're
Actually, I don't
joking.
see them up on the board, but they do have a team. They do have a team. Also, Maryland has a team, which I saw.
No way.
They're pretty good.
DJ Burns is playing in this.
No shot.
No
Oh.
way.
That's crazy. All right, remind me again, the CFL guy. I already forgot because I was looking at TBT stuff. You were talking about Caleros.
1.5 passing touchdowns per square on the.
Yep,
academy.
love that. The seasoned veteran looks like he's 50 years old.
Yeah, he's been
Okay.
in the CFL for years.
Good. He's got some veteran leadership. I love to see it. You know what we could pair that with, Jovan?
What is that?
We could pair that with Liam Entonen, more than 14.5 goalie saves.
Wow.
the PLL today.
Dude, you know that's going to be air after last week.
After he hurt us and cost us a 4-man. Boots on ground in Chicago. He cost us the 4-man last weekend. You know that shit's about to smack today. I'm taking that 2-piece. I just locked it in. Zach Caleros, more than 1.5 passing touchdowns, and Liam Entenmann, more than 14.5 goalie saves. 2-piece. Hold the fry. I'm so in. And chat, make sure you get your squad ride votes in. You still got plenty of time, 3 minutes left. And while we wrap up the votes, I want to start a new segment here. I'm going to try to do it every day. Little question of the day for you guys in the chat. While you get your votes in for the squad ride, let me ask you, is Freddy's Steak Burgers good? Crazy first question, but I'm curious because I drove by it on the way down to the Outer Banks the other day, and I'll be passing it on my way home on Sunday. Is Freddy's Steak Burgers good, or is it fake shop? That's what I want to know. Yep, it's not going to be a sports question. It's going to be a burger question. Let me know. Is Freddy's Steak Burgers good? Let me know. Serviceable, hell nah, pretty solids, mids, good, not great. What would you guys compare it to? I heard some people saying it's kind of like In-N-Out. I heard some people saying it's like a shittier Culver's. I heard some people saying it was Steak and Shake on steroids.
Yeah, it's like a better, slightly better Steak and Shake is what I would say.
If it's a slightly better Steak and Shake, I think I'm in. Are you sober while having it? Well, yeah, I'll be driving a car, so yes. I'll be sober. Okay, you guys are all comparing it to Steak and Shake. I mean, I'm a big Steak and Shake guy, so if that's the case, I might be in. I might be in. Yeah. I'd rather go to PDQ. What is that?
Gas. Florida.
What is that?
Florida Canes, basically, but they actually have a diverse menu with sauces. I don't know where else PDQ is, but I know it's in Florida.
Krabs, you ever had P. Terry's? No, I've not. Have you guys heard of P. Terry's? Now I'm triggered because now I'm thinking about Terry McLaurin not signing with the Commanders. Fuck.
Okay. That's really bad by you, Krabs. Really bad.
What do I work for the team?
Yeah, you're held responsible
probably should at this point.
Held responsible for all of their moves or lack of them.
At least we got Von Miller.
Dude, that Commanders roster would have put up Hall of Fame numbers in 2020.
Well, we do have the oldest roster in the NFL, and then we go out to add Von Miller. I bet. Well, when Ron Rivera is your coach for a bunch of years, and he drafts guys like Cameron Cheeseman in the 5th round, long snappers who have the yips, you end up having a pretty veteran-heavy squad because you got to hit the free agency market a ton. Okay?
It always comes back to Cheeseman.
It all comes back to Cheeseman and Ron, and now I'm pissed off. Okay. Squad ride today, D-backs ML, sure. Love to play. D-backs Moneyline, I'll meet you guys at the cash counter, WBTL today. Hope you guys have a great weekend and a great rest of your Friday. Be safe out there.